Hi everybody. We are now moving on to chapter 4 in math, which is two-digit addition. Now a two-digit number is any number that has two digits in it. Remember what our digits are: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So it talks about a piano on page 233, and it says, the keys of a modern piano are made from wood or plastic. A modern piano has 36 black keys and 52 white keys. How many keys is this in all? So 36 is a two-digit number and 52 is a two-digit number. We'll come back to this because we're going to learn different strategies on how to add these two numbers. Okay. Today, we are going to be working on Math Journal, page 29. So get out your math journal. Page 28 was on arrays. Now we're working on page 29. So put a 29 down at the bottom. And chapter 4, like I said, is two-digit addition. So we today are going to talk about strategies for two-digit addition. So strategies for two-digit addition. Now, do you remember what a strategy is? We talked about it earlier. A strategy is simply just a way to solve something. Okay. Just any way you solve something. We had all kinds of strategies we talked about in chapter 3. So it's just different ways to solve a problem. So a strategy, I'm going to skip a line. A strategy is a way to solve a problem. Okay. So a strategy is a way to solve a problem. Make sure you have a capital letter and a period. And then I'm going to underline strategy in orange. The first strategy we're going to talk about today is break apart and make a 10. And we already talked about that back here. On page 23, we talked about making a 10 to add, okay, where we made the 10th. So we're basically doing the same thing today, except for we're using two-digit numbers. So our first strategy is break apart and make a 10. So put a 1 And we're going to write break apart and make a 10. And sometimes you might just hear this called the break apart strategy or the make a 10 strategy. Same thing. That's why I included both of them, because it means the same thing. So break apart and make a 10. I'm just going to underline this with a little bit of some light green here. So that's our first strategy. Break apart and make a 10. Now, not all strategies are good for every type of problem. Okay, same with this strategy. Okay, this strategy is good if we're adding a 2-digit plus a 1-digit, okay, number. We're doing a 2-digit plus a 1-digit addition problem. Okay. So that's important too, because if you try doing this strategy on some other things, it might confuse you. So we're going to put use, I skipped a line, use this strategy for 2-digit plus 1-digit addition problems. Okay. Use this strategy for 2-digit plus 1-digit addition problems. So an example might be 37 plus 9 or 43 plus 5, something like that, or 68 plus 8. Okay. So that we have a 2-digit plus a 1-digit problem. Okay. So let's look at some of these. Let's write down, let's try 27. So skip a line. Write 27 plus 8. Notice I'm not putting these really close together. Equals blank. Okay. 27 plus 8 equals blank. And we tent, like we did before, we tent the smaller addend. Okay, tent or break apart the smaller addend. Okay, so I'm going to put that down. Break apart the smaller addend. So in this case, we're going to break apart the 8. And our buddy here, 27, he really wants to be one of our tens numbers. So that would be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, or 100. He wants to be one of those. And in this case, he's the closest to 30. So he really wants to be a 30. So he says to Mr. 8, Mr. 8, can you put your tent up and break apart? And what does 27 need from Mr. 8 to become a 30? What does he need? Show me with your fingers. He needs a 3. All right. So Mr. 8 is going to break apart. So he's going to put up his tent. And he's going to break apart into a 3 and a 5. Because 3 plus 5 is 8. Okay? So now we have pretty much 27 plus 3 plus 5. So I want you to take your yellow crayon and I want you to circle that 27 and that 3 together, and we're going to draw a little arrow, because what is 27 plus 3? It's 30. So this becomes a 30. And this 5 goes right in here, straight in there. So again, 27 plus 3, okay, becomes 30. That goes right here. And then our 5 here goes right down here. And 30 plus 5 is super easy to add. So 30 plus 5, of course, is just 35. So that means 27 plus 8 is also 35. We've just made it into an easier problem so that we can use it. Let's try this with one more. But I'm going to add a little bit more color to this one. On your 5, just put a little bit of blue under it, and then put blue under your second add end here, just so you remember that that goes right in there. And here, with your 27 and your 3, just put a little bit of color under that 30 so that you know where that came from. That 27 plus 3, right there. Okay, and then our sum became 35. All right, and we can do that. I like to do that in green because yellow plus blue is green. When those two add together, they become green. Let's do one more. It's going to have to be really quick though. So we're going to skip a line. Let's do 43 plus 9. And you can draw a line here if you want to. Now 43, he really wants to be a 50. He's going to go up to his next 10. He's closer to 40. But in addition, we're going to move up to the next 10. He really wants to be a 50. What does he need to become a 50? Everyone? 7. He needs 7. So number 9, our buddy 9 is going to break apart into 7 and 2. 7 plus 2 is 9. Okay. Now let's take our color. So 43 plus 7 is 50. And then this 2 comes right down here. So we have 52. I'm going to add here so we know that that 43 plus 7 is 50. And then that 2 I'm going to underline in blue so you know that that comes right down here. And we're out of time, but thanks for working hard. Finish this page.